everyone, I'm Holly with Missouri River Soap, and today I'm making my Holly Jolly soap. I have the mold positioned just in this spot because I have it level, so I kind of just need to leave it where it is. We're going to try to squish in here while I'm doing the layers part. So I want to add in my coconut milk, and I'm going to put in some Merlot mica from Brambleberry. I want this red to be just a little bit richer than a bright red than from the Holly on the top. So then I have some red mixed in here. I kind of need to save it for a couple other parts. I'm a little nervous that I don't have enough red here today. I don't want it to be too obnoxious, so let's just do that. And then I'm going to add in my lye solution. Alright, that is at a light trace already, so I'm going to add in my Holly Jolly fragrance. And this is just a fresh green, like being at the florist during the holidays. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and pour it in, but I'm not going to move the mold, so I hope it's not too frustrating for you. Okay, so let's do the green layer. So I'm going to put in the coconut milk again. And I'm going to go ahead and put in some of the green. Give it an extra blend. And now for the lye solution. Add in a little bit more of that green mixture. And now I'm going to add in the fragrance oil. Looking pretty good. I like that. So again, it's pretty thin, but I think I need to go ahead and get it on there because it has a lot of area to flood. I just want to confirm that we are definitely at a trace here, and it's still just emulsified. So I think I may just hold for just a moment and let it naturally just come to the trace on its own. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that now. It is coming to a trace quite nicely. So I want to flood this on. And this area, since I have a little bit of a bump, may be a not so great area if needed. So basically the spatula is just keeping the pressure from the pour from just like sinking down into the soap. And this is just what we call flooding. Just wanted to quick get that on so I didn't ruin that also, lose it. Okay, so I just kind of shimmy and shake. Okay, so now we're back for the main part of the batch. There's a lot of parts to this batch today. We'll get the main part going now. So now I'm going to go in with the lye solution. So I want to pour out a little bit for the red piping because I don't want that to be scented. And I really don't need much at all. That's probably more than enough, but let's go with it. So now I can go ahead and add in the fragrance oil. And then I'm going to split this off into 3 different colors. I'm going to have green and red and white. Alright, so I want this to be mostly white. So I'm going to do an in the pot swirl. Just want it to be very soft and gentle since I'm already having the colors down in the mold. I'm going to do the white first. So I have some titanium dioxide here. And let's see how that does. I'm going to add in a little bit more. This is a pretty big batch. I'm going to go with green into this one. And that just uses up all my green for this year. Now into this one, I wanted to show you that I quick mixed up some reds from Mad Micas, and this one is the really red from Nurture Soap, and then this one is the red mix from Mad Micas. So it's quite a bit different. I think I'm going to leave the Nurture one. I don't know, we'll mix up maybe some of both. So let's go in with a little of that. Unfortunately, I wasn't thinking ahead to have enough red. I don't know what I was thinking this year. Thought I had enough. Okay, that looks pretty good actually. Whoa, that was not my rinsey cup. This is my other red. So let's just go ahead and get it mixed up while we're at it. I'm going to put in the rest of this really red. In fact, I'm going to pour a little into the cup and see if we can just get it all out. This will be for the red berries on the top. Oh yes, that's delightful. That will work. I do wish I would have had a little bit of the red, this other red mixed up so I could have made that base a little bit more intense, but sometimes red can be a bit too much. So we'll just go with it being more subtle. Alright, let's get this soap in there. We're going to do red in one spot. And it's a little bit thick, but you know, I like it that way, because that way I can ensure that it's not going to be making a muddied mess between the red and the green, which together make brown. Alright, so let's start pouring. So you can still see that turned out to be quite a bit of color still. So I'm going to try to scrape the majority of the white over this red over here. But in the long run, it doesn't really matter. It's kind of what it looks like every year. But I can go a long ways at covering it up by just spooning this on. Alright, so I'll just lightly smooth this out, which is going to make it a little whiter on the top, because we still have a lot going on here. Okay, so I'm going to smack this down really well, and I will be back for the holly portion. So this process is going to take a while. It's kind of hard to do with gloves on. Got a little soap on that guy, darned it. My gloves stuck down in and then made a mess. So this whole process, let's see, should we come a little closer to you for a little bit? It's going to take a while to put all of these hollies in. So I will probably speed up and cut out some parts also. Alright, well it turns out that I didn't quite have enough holly for over here, but that's okay. We will just use these for something special. It should only be, I don't know, not too many bars. We'll just use them for something special and it'll be a-okay. So now I need to prepare to work on the holly. I've had to wait quite a long time. What? Had to wait quite a long... Why do you keep looking at me?
I'm not. I thought you were first talking to me, so I was like, what?
Alright, well here I go. I had to wait quite a while before I could get back to this piping part. I just have the red in this little, let's see, number 8, just, I don't know what kind of piping tip, round, I guess. I don't know. And I just make berries all over the place. It takes about forever. I do get these little sticker rubber dealios, but I will push those down a little bit at some point in the drying process. I don't know if I'll do it tonight or tomorrow, but either way I will kind of bump those down just a little bit, and when they're a little dried off they still bump down and kind of make them just a little bit more round instead of so pokey on the top. I was getting really impatient waiting on this to set up, so I really stick blended it for quite a while. And now it's getting just a little bit too thick. So I have to give it a little extra pressure, but it'll be fine. I'm just gonna work all through this and I'll see you when it's done. So the final part of this is just to add a little bit of gold glitter on the top. I always think it just sets it off just right with the sparkle. And what I did over here was just put down some berries, and so those may even go as Gone Wonkies. Still perfectly awesome. So just a little different design wise. I'm just happy that I was able to make a big batch, even if I was a little short on the hollies. In the end, I think I waited too long on these, the berry part. These over here were a little bit more smooth and shiny, and these ones weren't quite as much since I stick blended it and everything. I should have just been patient, but it looks good, so it's okay. And I'm not a piper. I don't enjoy piping. It's just not my thing. And a whole 365 days until I do this again is just fine by me. I am good with it. I love to do it because I know everybody loves it. But it's just not my cup of tea. Alright, so there we have Holly Jolly for 2019. And I'll see you back here for the cut. Okay, so I am back with the Holly Jolly soap, and it just looks so nice. I'm really pleased with how it turned out this year. I would have liked my berry mixture to be a little bit thinner in the long run, and I didn't end up poking them down at all, pushing the tips down. I think it's going to be okay, and some are going to squish down in the box just a little bit. Not much, just the little tips might push down. I guess I didn't show you. That was not as impressive as this side. That looks really nice. Now, this color did turn out more pink than I wanted it. I did want it more like this one here. So I was a little disappointed in that. But that was my own fault for not being adequately prepared with my colors. And it's just one of those 6 P's things. My husband, that was a big military thing, the 6 P's. Prior planning prevents, another P word, performance. Prior planning prevents poor performance. So there we go, 6 P's. And I failed because I didn't have enough red mixed up. And I did go back and use mostly the Mad Micah's red mixed with the really red from Nurture. And I could have used more of that Mad Micah's red in with this one too. So I could have helped myself out, but it's just one of those things. I started to get in a rush, and then next thing you know, I was kind of in a bit of a pickle. But it turned out okay, and there's actually a lot of my customers don't like too strong a color, so even though it's inside more red, I think they're still gonna like the more pinky base, and it's almost a vintage look, really. I think it looks okay. I'm not fully disappointed. It's not what I exactly wanted, but it will do. So it really turned out quite nicely. So I'm going to be happy with it for this year. This is such a delightful fragrance. It's so fresh, and it really does smell to me like a florist during the holidays. just how the poinsettias, and it's not really that much in like the pine and everything, but there's just poinsettias, and you know, you smell the ferns, and I don't know, it's just really, really nice. There's some black tea notes in there as well. I always have the full description when a product is listed. It's a very well-rounded fragrance, but it's definitely a holiday fragrance. I love it. I am pretty much out. I stocked up a couple years ago, but I'm pretty much out now, so I'm gonna have to see if I can get more so I can be stocked up for next year. A lot of times I make soap before some of these suppliers bring out their holiday fragrances if they don't carry them year round, so it's kind of important to stock up. So there we have it. We have the Holly Jolly soap for 2019. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.